Hey y'all. Happy Tuesday. It's been a bit rough lately. So I'm going to take this off of, you're going to see a mess. Preparing for Shark Week. And maybe I'll leave this like this for a minute because I really want you to see. So pulled some bins out of that shelf over there. That's my filming setup, as you can see, because I'm about to do some journal with me stuff. Wanted to show you. So there was the tree, and I did do the details, some of the details for little leaves. And the next prompt was iced tea. I haven't added any of the details for this one yet. I need to add a little bit of white gel pen. And here is haven't added the white for this one either, barbecue. So I chose to do shrimp on the grill. How about that? So I haven't done the journaling for yesterday yet. And I haven't added the white detail stuff in for the glass of sweetened iced tea or the barbecue shrimp. Shrimp on the grill. Shrimp on the Barbie. I wanted to talk about the journal cover too. I don't know how long you've been following me, but if you remember when I was in the Fobonichi journaling group, I used a journal and I had a cover over it, and that was it. I eventually got the Snoopy cover, and then I started collecting traveler's notebooks. But in the very beginning was this plastic journal cover that I had picked up on clearance at TJ Maxx. It had a lined journal in it, and I ended up using it. Now I think I cut this just a little too, it's a little bit too long, but the journal will grow, and I wanted to have a little bit of room. I may end up adjusting this a little bit. But yeah, because see, it's got, so may end up adjusting a little bit. But Breeze journals are handmade. The ones that I use, they're hand stitched. And using the strings from the Traveler's Notebook, it tends to put too much stress and pressure on where the strings are done at. And see, I chose not to write on that. I mean, I did have the little doodle prompt thing, but I chose not to actually journal on it. I just wrote Hello June and left it at that. My bell pepper plant, the boat, David really liked that one. My monster mosquito, I love that. I love that. I did another hot air balloon, and Mr. Rockstar and I, David and I, watched The Mysterious Island, the one with the rock. The first one came out with Brendan Fraser, the middle of the earth, the end of the earth, something. I can't remember the name of it right away. But if you've noticed, I've been doing quite a bit of different things. I haven't really done a whole lot of this again. I got caught up in doing these. I found my way towards what here we go. Jules Verne's Mysterious Island. We watched the both version. I watched the one that was like a more of a B-rated movie. It was a sci-fi kind of movie. And I did that hot air balloon from the Mysterious Island. That was my Memorial Day. And then we get up. And then I did that hot air balloon. And then I did this. And I realized how much work I need with side profiles, y'all. Especially if you're drawing from your head. Because I didn't have a picture. I drew this from my head. And I'm not going to beat myself up over how the David and Victor's side profile. Mine doesn't look so bad, but it doesn't really look like me. My daughter did this of the park. I did the fish. This is my beach scene. I think it's probably one of my favorites. The tree. and then we get to here. I'm loving how all of this is coming out. Today, I wanted to talk about creative mindset because it's been crazy how much of a difference my mindset has made, even with the pain, even with the grief. And Persephone commented, she's so right. She's so right. It really does have to do with your perspective. Let me move this up a little. There. Now, I don't feel so far away from y'all. I know I'm talking to a camera. I'm talking to a webcam. I realize that. It feels more personal when I'm a little bit closer. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So, creative mindset. Living in a creative state of mind or with a creativity mindset means you are able to live in a way that allows you to think, feel, and act with deep personal freedom, purpose, and values. Being creative allows you to embody joy and authenticity into your goals and objectives in life. I like that. Mindset, just mindset alone, is defined as the ideas and attitudes with which a person approaches a situation. Well, we talked about what creativity is a while back, but if you're not sure or you haven't watched that video, I have a whole book that I am dedicating towards creativity. It's been a while since I worked in this, so I think I'm going to write this down in there and do some doodling in here, and maybe some watercolor time. I don't know why I didn't use this for my creative time. I may start doing that, especially since I'm about to go towards color and swatching and stuff. So, creativity, the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work, alternatives, possibilities, it's problem solving. Creativity happens in the interaction between our imagination and our social context, a vivid expression of who we are in the world, the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between things. And Mary Lou, this is a quote, inventing, experimenting, growing, taking risks, breaking rules, making mistakes, having fun. That is definitely what creativity is. Henry Matisse said, creative people are curious, flexible, persistent, and independent with a tremendous spirit of adventure and a love of play. And I wrote this I did some plops of some watercolor, just random, and it turned into a face. I think of creativity as the formless thing which gives things form. And I found that. I love that quote. Creativity is made of images, ideas, thoughts, and feelings, passion, drive, our dreams, our imagination, courage, having an open mind when we look, read, see, and feel, when we question things, when we have the courage to express ourselves. As an artist, any kind of artist, doesn't necessarily mean art, could be writing, it could be anything. Anything that you consider to be your art. Art is multifaceted. And take the steps to create art, whether it's through music, words, art, images, sketches, songs, some shark crochet bedroom slippers, which I am going to learn how to do and have them by Shark Week, one way or the other, because I'm not paying $38 for them, or any other creative endeavor. We become inventors. We are inventors. As creative people, we are inventors. I'm actually drinking out of this mug right now. Okay, yeah, I have pieces of scrap paper, pieces of washi. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to go back to using this. That I want to paint over. So it's been a while since I worked in this, and I think it is time. But I do think it's time for me to take this cover that doesn't fit off of it, and I think it's time I work in the other one. The sketchbooks, I want to work in some of this stuff for y'all. Perhaps it's time for me to use that other sketchbook for some doodles. Because this was going to be Inktober. I have the fairy, but I haven't really used it, and I think it's time. I think this, instead of Inktober, because it really doesn't matter, the PDFs and stuff that I want to create, I think it's time I start doing that, and I do it in one book. I had the blank there, that fits that so much better. The blank Taroko Design Enigma, the blank one that I was going to use, I turned it into the Creative Bullet Journal, and then I decided it was so much work trying to do trackers and stuff that I ended up going to the Dot Grid Enigma, and that's what I'm using right now. But anyway, the reason I want to talk about creative mindset and why I pulled some things out, and I have my notes in today's page for the Hobonichi, is that our creative mindset goes hand in hand with being creative. Our mindset goes hand in hand with being creative. I wrote down some things that I feel like are important that help me stay creative, that help me get past when I've lost my creative mojo. Believe in your own creativity. Embrace your imagination, your curiosity, your 5-year-old. You know, 5-year-olds, Mr. Victor, he looks at things and he's like in awe. It's asking a million questions. What is that? Why is that? How can I do that? What are you doing, Mimi? You know, he asks a million questions, and he doesn't look at his work and judge it. He doesn't, his inner critic isn't yelling and screaming at him that it sucks. Pause, suspend that inner critic, the judgment, put it in timeout, and persist through, as a writer, the shitty first draft, as an artist, the shitty rough draft, rough sketch. Persist through the bad, what you think of as rough, you know, the piece of coal that hasn't turned into the diamond yet. Because it will. One of the things I've had to pay attention to as I learn watercolor, especially when I'm doing stuff that takes layering. This tea, for example, which I'm not quite finished with, I had to do layer after layer after layer because I needed the ice to look like ice. I needed the tea to be in the middle of it. Of course, there's no way that I could have a glass of tea with ice in it that would last long enough without the ice melting for me to draw it exactly. It wasn't going to happen. I could take a picture of it, but it's different when you're looking. I like using pictures for references, but they're a bit different than the real thing. So I decided to have some fun with contouring, with outline, with the shading and stuff. I did this. I looked up shrimp on the Barbie. I looked up grilled shrimp. I looked up a few things like that, and nothing really. It wasn't nothing really. There were a few clip art pieces of shrimp on the little sticks and that kind of thing, and they had like a round grill, and it was a clip art piece, and I was like, well, that's kind of close, but it was in black and white. So I just did this. I know what shrimp looks like. It's one of Mr. Rockstar's favorite foods. It's one of mine too, and we're all about some grilling. And I actually have some kebab sticks, some metal ones. So I went and looked at the stick, and I went outside and I looked at the grill when it wasn't raining. And I'm still not quite finished with this one, but it's pretty close. I just need to add a little bit of the white, maybe. I don't know. I may not worry about it. I'm not trying to have perfect sketches or drawings. I'm trying to get things right in a way that makes sense to me, because I'm trying to learn how to layer and how to have patience. And I don't want to bust my balls, well, you know what I mean, about little nitpicky details until I get to a point where I'm understanding all of this stuff it took to get to the point where I'm putting the little nitpicky details in. You know what I'm saying? I need to be a little nicer to myself. in regards to what I'm doing. This is going to go back in Traveler's Notebook. I'm just about to switch some things around because I'm actually kind of trying to figure out how I want to do things for One Book July, and I'm cleaning. I'm going to be cleaning out those bins, cleaning out those drawers. I'm going to be getting rid of some stuff because I realized I have all this stuff, and it's from way back. Crafting, scrapbooking, got some of the stuff I can use, some of the stuff doesn't work anymore. If it doesn't work, why am I keeping it? I need to throw it away. Because some of that kind of stuff hinders my creativity, because then I feel suffocated because the mess is blah. Or I feel anxious because of the mess. I feel like I can't function. When I get to the point where I can't function because of the mess, it's time to do something about it. I need a better system for organizing, and David's going to help me. We may be doing some of the cleaning tomorrow, so I thought I'd clean out some of the stuff today and put it, in garbage bags, what needs to be thrown away, put what needs to be donated in a box, because I found this glue gun thing, not a glue gun, a hot glue gun, but one of those ones that you put the sticky glue thing in. It's a big yellow plastic looking gun thing, and it's supposed to be a tape runner, a double-sided tape runner or whatever, and it doesn't work. There's pieces of it missing, and I don't know why I still have it. So anyway, my mindset lately, I've had to flip things around because of the pain. Now I had to be patient with myself, and I had to pace myself, but I was productive even if I couldn't film. So I can be creative. I am creative. I could turn it around and do a mantra like what Arwen does or what other people do. Today, I am creative. Believe in your own creativity. Oh. When the pain was at its worst, when it's been at its worst, because it's still rainy outside right now, so I'm actually still in pain. I have to believe that not only does my creativity have meaning for myself and for others, but that I have the tools, figuratively and literally, to be creative. Maybe I don't have all of the things. Maybe I don't have the education. Maybe I didn't go to art school. Maybe I didn't get my bachelor's degree in written communications or in English or in literature or creative writing. Maybe, but I didn't finish my bachelor's degree. I was actually getting a bachelor's degree, but I didn't finish it. Maybe I don't have all of that one pen that worked for so and so, or maybe I don't have that one Hemingway. They're Ostro House. They're calling it something else now. Maybe I don't have that one computer, or that one typewriter, or that one notebook, or that one sketchbook, or that one set of paints, or that one paintbrush. Maybe I don't have that kind of laptop. Maybe I don't have that background. Maybe I can go to that class. Instead of beating myself up over some of the things that I am thinking I don't have, because maybe if I had those things, it would make me more creative, or it would make my art better, or make my writing better. That's not true at all. You have to turn your focus around to, I have all of the tools I need to write. To write my novel, I need a pen and a notebook. Anything else is an added benefit. If you really want to write, all you really need is a pen and a notebook. Pen and paper. Pencil and paper, for that matter. I like pen better because pencil kind of smudges off, but you know what I mean. For art, crayons will work, paint will work. I have more than enough tools to make art. I don't need all the fancy things. I have everything I need, figuratively and literally, at my disposal to do whatever kind of creative thing I want to do, for the most part. There are some DIY projects that are creative projects that I still need to get a few things for, but that's a completely separate thing. Creativity allows us to form a deeper connection within ourselves, and that helps formulate and strengthen our creative mindset, our creativity, our bond with our creative self, our creative mojo, it helps strengthen that so that the next time you feel a little off kilter with your creativity, with your creative mindset, you've boosted your confidence, you've boosted your bond, it's become more and more of a habit, and the more and more of a habit creativity becomes, the easier it will be to bypass some of that, ugh, what you feel. Like I said, I was in immense pain, I was depressed, and although I wasn't able to do certain things, I was able to be creative. Maybe it wasn't in the norm, you know, but I was able to be creative. And for that, I'm blessed. Now, some days I've had to work really hard at that. Where I'm at now is a lot better than where I was at for a few months ago. A few months ago, the grief and the sadness and the depression, there were days when I couldn't do much at all, days when I didn't journal. There's actually a few days in my journal where I don't have days, where I did not journal. And that's okay. Some days I do other creative things. Some days I don't do any of that kind of creativity. I do other things that are creative. Some days I write. Some days I read. Some days I do a lot of things, and I do a little bit of all of the things, but I don't do it for a lot of time. I break it up and do smaller spurts of time. If you want to do more creative things, there's a way to do it. Sometimes you just have to make a few sacrifices and quit making excuses. Believe me, I'm like the queen of procrastination and excuses. I really don't want to do all this, but I have to. I have to for my own anxiety. I have to. I want the house more organized and clean. I want this space more organized and clean. I don't know if I feel like I'm nesting again. Like when you're pregnant and you move into a new place and it's this, you feel the need. I feel like I'm nesting all over again. It's weird. Maybe it's because I've got this creative mojo back, and now I want to do all the DIYs, y'all. I want to do all the DIYs. And I have to pace myself because I can't do all of the DIYs. Creativity is being creative, and creativity in general help me find my sense of purpose. I could tell y'all how wonderful it is to feel like I'm doing something that makes sense, I'm going to put a shark somewhere. I haven't decided where, but I really wanted to do this because July is got so many things going on in the month, and it happens to be Shark Week in the month of July, my birthday week. I just felt like July is going to be such a big month. I'm like, yeah, we're going to need a bigger boat. I'm going to need a bigger boat. I'm actually just going to need a more organized boat. I have a few things going on. So this is the clipboard. It all didn't, you could still see the X on the back of here, and you can still see part of the name. I have debated on whether or not to go over it with one more coat of gesso. I may do that. I may do that. I'm not worried about the X on the back so much, but that name that's still showing up, you can't really see it too much on camera. But I put the clipboards because I can put my journal right here. Now I can take these off. Let's see for today's page. And I've got this flat surface. And I haven't gotten them, but they do have these bigger binder clips that I could attach to, say, the side right here that would hold. This is my drinking water bottle. This was Mr. Victor's he got at a field day. So this is an old Scentsy bag that my cousin sells Scentsy. And I don't have one of the products. I don't own any of their stuff. So this could actually clip to the side of that. It will sit in the ring. I have this, goes to my magic bullet, whatever it is, the one that you can make the smoothies and stuff with. I have one of those. This is the small thing. And then I have my spray bottle and my little thing of water and my rag and an extra paper towel in here. Ziploc bags are my friend. And that's what goes in there. And in here, all of this is in my backpack. I have antibiotic ointment, allergy eye drops, contact lens solution, my earbuds, and some heartburn medicine, along with a couple of Aleve in a little Ziploc bag in here. I have my tablet thing, and I need to, there's something I have somewhere, a little bag, other than the Crown Royal bags. I can put this in. I've just got to find it. I found the other lotion by Aveeno, my bug spray, my ruler, my utility knife, this that goes to my camera, along with this that I can also hook the camera to, and I have the thing to attach to it I can hook my tablet to. So I'm hoping I will actually be able to do this and maybe go live with a tablet if I can figure out how to do it. I can do that at Starbucks. And then of course me and my crown bag. This is my Fuji film instant camera in here. My sketchbook. I forgot the lip balm. It's in the other. I need to have the lip balm. It needs to go in that little blue bag. I'm going to show you the two big main bags. Here's the thing for the tablet. So it needs to go in there too. So they had these clearance on Amazon for $3, but you could only get the green for $3. The red one, of course, was like $7, and I was like, I'm not paying an extra $4 and some change just to have the red one. So I have green. Okay. I've had this bag for a long time, and I'm going to do an actual flip through of what I have in these bags when I can turn the camera around. I just wanted to kind of show y'all what I've been up to, because not only did I finally clean the old paint out of this that I've had forever, but I painted it, and I added what would be my Schmincke and Daniel Smith travel, which is why I am changing some things around. I put them in here. I have them in here. This is the one that stays at the craft table, which is why I am going to actually be buying tubes of Daniel Smith now instead of the half pan, unless it's something I want to try. And there's one other. Whoa. I have a mess. And I have this. And this fell down, and all my paints came loose. So I've got to do samples and figure out which goes where now. But I have this one too. There's quite a few different palettes, but I want to show in a video for YouTube, do DIY your own. I'm going to use the Inktense tin, the 24 count Inktense tin, this little tin right here. I'm going to show the Schmincke tin. I've got I guess it's a no-name brand, generic little 12 palette. But I'm going to show some of these, some different ways to actually make tins. I just need to get need to go to Walmart and get a can of white spray paint, the white, what is it called? It's not actually enamel, but it's something. But anyway, it will work. The one I have, the little nozzle thing broke. I have refurbished some things. For example, my graphite Derwent graphite box now has paintbrushes, regular size paintbrushes in a Ziploc bag in here. This palette, which is supposed to be my really to-go palette, that has a whole bunch of colors in it, and then Daniel's Miss Payne's gray. This is from a sock. And this keeps this closed, but then once I'm done, once I am ready to start painting, I'm right-handed, so I can do this. And I put it right here, and I can use that to wipe my brush off. And then when I'm done, I can take it right back off and put it back on here. And it kind of keeps, because this is a plastic one, and some people have said they've had trouble with it wanting to open and not stay closed. And that keeps that closed. I mean, everything else I've kind of gotten in little wraps or a bag. So I'm going to go through it soon if y'all would like me to. I'm going to try to put together the video of it so that I can do a better job this time of talking about what's in my bag. I'm going to have to clear off my craft table completely and figure out how to do the camera so that it will show it the way that I want it to. I'm going to have to clean off the table to do this so I can show the actual knapsack. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm feeling good, but I like this. So I'm going to figure out, I think I have some more binder clips, but I know there's a binder clip that will hold the cup. But I could do this and draw this way, standing. I could sit this in my lap and draw with the clipboard. Makes it so much better. I could actually do some urban sketching in my car with this. So I think this will work really well. And I had it on hand. I mean, how exciting is this? I don't know about that clicking thing. I might have to move this. Creative Mojo. I've gotten more pleasure lately out of the creative time stuff I'm doing and the DIY projects and putting my art bag together, thinking about all of the things, not just the whole thing. Not, hey, I want to bring all of the things. And I do still want to bring all of the things. It's like I would like to be able to plan in all of the things. You know, I would like to be able to do everything I'm doing in all of the things. But you can't. There's not enough time in the day. I can't. Other people might be able to, but there is not enough time in the day for me to do all of the things I really want to do. There's just not enough time in the day. So I end up with doing things in bits and pieces. I like this because this is a Ziploc. This is actually, I can put stuff in there. And maybe once I put stuff in there, it won't be such a big deal. For example, I have this I've been wanting to use. This is a stencil. Let's see. These are planning things, so. Yeah, I'm not really going to use any of those. Okay. Okay, well that's a lot of things. I'll go through it later and look. But I think I got enough in there now. But and it takes up some of the room. And I can actually put the string for the traveler's notebook inside here, and it won't pull on my book. Yeah, I'm still debating if I want to cut it a little bit more. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. But that's what's going on. My tablet goes in here, and then I have the moleskin. And I think This is the Moleskin watercolor sketchbook, and I'm going to start doing some actual practice in this. My tablet's charging, but this is a Lehit Lab. This is a bag in a bag, and I have the DIY that has the stuff in it. I have fountain pens, my big paper clip that I love, some little dot Daniel Smiths. I want that whole dot thing so I can figure out some of the colors. Some of my white pens, some of my drawing pencils, a ballpoint pen, a fountain pen, a glue pen, like I said, a brush pen, different things for drawing. That's it. Between this and that clear bag, I have everything I could possibly need for plein air urban sketching, and actually for journaling, because once you figure, I have some of the bits in my Polaroid camera, not my Polaroid camera, my instant camera. I can put more paper bits in this, and I've got glue and a glue stick in my bag and scissors. I could actually take this whole thing journaling and I'd be good to go. Yeah. I love it. I love this journal. I guess I'm really happy to be able to be back to doing things like this DIY stuff. My creativity really blossoms when I can do more things that are outside of the norm, when I can add in bits and pieces of various things. I'm an avid DIYer. Trading Spaces used to be me and my daughter's favorite show, Trading Spaces, and it is still, and I think my daughter said it's supposed to be coming back, so I don't know. We don't have cable, but if it comes back and it's on cable, I'm already missing the Sci-Fi Channel. I may end up having to get cable. It's a shame that I would get cable just to get Trading Spaces in the Sci-Fi and Discovery channels, not to watch the other channels. Thanks for watching, y'all. How do you make sure that you have a creative mindset? How do you get in touch with your creative mindset? What do you do? Like I said, there are some things that you can do that will help you have a better creative mindset, or keep you in the creative mindset, or get you into the creative mindset. And one of the biggest things is to believe that you can be creative. Believe that you are creative. I am creative. Today I am creative. Today I can be creative. Today I have all the tools that I need to be creative. No inner critic allowed. No inner critic allowed. No inner critic allowed. No judgment allowed. Embrace your 5-year-old. Be creative today. And tell me what you're doing to be creative. Tell me where you love being creative. What do you love to do? What are your things that make you feel more creative? Because reading, writing, I talk about my things all the time. I want to hear about some of y'all's. I want to hear what y'all are doing. So, oh, I just hit the heck out of this desk. Thanks, y'all. I'm glad my desks are like vintage DIY redos. Yeah. Bye, y'all.